Hey everybody, it's me again, and it's Thursday. Finishing up the car. I've already got the gear section in that holds the ring pinion and gear. Trust me, you'd probably better off. It would have been a lot of bleeps and a lot of blanks and a lot of squeals. But yeah, I got the gear in. I'll give y'all a look at that in a minute. And I thought I would show you guys what we missed with the little camera, what I lost with it, because for some reason I just can't get that footage to work. It keeps on wanting to lock up my editor. I think that with that little camera I have to use like smaller clips. So I'm gonna have to figure out about how long they can go before it starts trying to lock everything up. But I'll figure that out, especially whenever I want to use the footage from inside the car during the race. But yeah, I'm gonna give y'all a quick look and show y'all what I've got done so far. All right. The section that I replaced was this section right here. That's the ring pinion and gear and ring gear housing. It's also called a third member. The part that we missed was the J bar, which I haven't tightened it down all the way yet. But this bar here, this is the J bar. This right here holds the rear end in place from the side to side movement. I'm going to go ahead and finish tightening the bolt right here. And then I'm going to show y'all a little bit more about the axles that are in here. Again, these axles here slide all the way out, and I'll show y'all that on the other side. This one here I had to really do some cleaning up and a lot of little patchwork too, because they were kind of gnarled up on the end of them. So I had to do some extra work on it. So I went ahead and got that done. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and show y'all guys what's going on with the axles and stuff, and then we'll get to it. All right. Like an instrument here, making all kinds of noise. How long is this book? Oh, there it is. I've been told I get too muley with things and strip things out all the time, so I better not do that with that. That would really stink. All right. That's tight. Looks like I need to check that bolt over there. Over there. All right. And with that, as you can also tell, we got to get this drive shaft back in right here, which that won't take long. It's just a couple of little U-straps that hold it on, and a little 7/16 nut on the back of the U-bolt. And yeah, let's go ahead and I guess we can go ahead and do that too. All right, let me get back underneath the car there. We're just going to line her up, slide her to it, make sure she goes nice and neat down inside that yoke. She fits flat. Watch out for these little ends here, because they can be problematic on some people. Yeah. If you look at these U-bolts, that's all they are, is like little U-bolts. Okay. You got a lock nut, washer, and the nut here. Put that on. Now, for those of you who are unfamiliar with vehicles, most of your cars nowadays don't have these drive shafts like this anymore. They actually have what they call small CV shafts, which would be constant velocity shafts, and you'll find those are very common nowadays, especially on all front-wheel drive cars. You can still get drive shafts like these on like some of your sported cars that have the rear-wheel drive, which are like Camaros and Mustangs, and some of the trucks still have them. Actually, I still think most of the trucks, except for that little Honda turd. No offense to Honda, but I don't know what you're trying to do to that truck that y'all built. It's like a very, really ugly car. Just my opinion. Don't get all huffy and puffy if you have one. I'm just saying. It's my opinion. I'm not just saying they don't have a lock washer. I know. Okay. And it rotates it over for the next one. Ooh, hey, you went in nice and easy. Thank you. I'm gonna get these tightened up kind of evenly. I like running one for a bit. And get the other side. Get this. Let's see. Like I said before, this part here was the booger bear, because I had to put this plate on before I put it in, and just the pure weight of this thing, trying to hold it up and push it into these studs here, it was definitely a chore, but I got it done with the help of a jack. And like I said, we got the drive shaft in now, so that looks good. Alright, now J-bar intact. I do want to check this over here. I need to tighten that thing up. Yeah, I need to tighten that up. Alright. I'll have to get a wrench on the other side and tighten that up. Alrighty. That's good for the J-bar, and that's good on this end of the J-bar anyways. And that's got the drive shaft. And those are all snugged up and tight. So now that's going over there, and we'll get that J-bar nut adjustment nut over here, and then I'll show you what's going on with that axle over there. All right, we'll be right. When I say these things slide out, I mean quite literally, they slide out, and you got to check the markings and stuff on them. And yes, the first video, I did see some pitting from some rust that formed from condensation, and I'm gonna have to, it's nothing major right now. I mean, it looks bad, but none of this is really deep. It's not like really giving any structural problem to the material right now. When it starts getting deep, like the pits get deeper, then that will weaken the material and cause it possibly to snap somewhere in here. Trust me, it's still not the best of situation, but they are still usable, and if they break, then I definitely will have to replace them. But as far as the wear goes on these on the splines, nominal wear. Again, these are not brand new by no means. They haven't been probably new in the past 10 years. So just to have this minimum amount of rust as it does, and to have this little bit of minimum wear, I mean, they're still good shape. But yeah, it just slides in there. This thread connects to the gear and the ring and pinion, and this right here spline attaches to the drive flange. Again, the drive flange and splines look good. That one there is actually a little dirty. I'm gonna have to clean that one up a little bit. And I had a leak here at one time, and I had a feeling that the leak never really has gone away. So I'm gonna have to definitely start looking to see. I believe it might be just a hub seal, which I'm about 95% sure it's what it is. But that's an easy fix. It's just a matter of taking this hub assembly here off, which is take the drive flange off, and then right underneath it you'll see the bearings and stuff. But yeah, I did notice when I slid this in that it sticks out a little too far, and as you can tell on the end of these are adjustment bolts. Normally there's supposed to be a locking nut, like a nut on this bolt right here, but I had it all the way in and it still stuck out a little too far. So I'm actually going to have to try to grind this down to get it to fit, or to get it to slide in just a little bit further, maybe like 1/8 of an inch, and then I'll be able to put it in. And this axle here, this part of the axle, this side here, should be flush with this. You don't need to be further in because it'll give it room for the axle to slide and just bang away at your little aluminum, at the little aluminum cap, and cause it to indent out, and then it'll just leak and eventually could bust through there if you don't catch it or you don't notice it. But I'm going to put just no gap there. I'm going to leave it flush. That way it seals good and it doesn't bounce around too much in there. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and get that done. It's a little noisy with the grinder in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do it, and I'll be right back. Okay? Alright, I got the end of it kind of grounded down about as even as I can get. So now I'm going to place it in there and see if we get this part here flush on there. I'll see if I got it here. Maybe the first try, maybe. Fingers crossed. Maybe. Looky, we are flush. Look at that. Nice. Nice. Looks like I got a little experience at that, huh? Yeah, right, huh? Anyway, alright, now this is the little end cap. Normally these things have O-rings on them, like in the little grooves here, but this is being a used rear end. It's been beat up a little bit, and the O-rings don't hold in there anymore. So I have to use just a thin layer of silicone around this plate to seal up against these areas here. And that could be a little messy. So I'm gonna go ahead and get that done, and I'll show you all the finished part. All right, be back in a minute. Got the plate on, cleaned up, looks good. Kind of sprayed this down a little bit too to see if I can get some of that buildup of gear oil off. But it's on there pretty thick, so hopefully after a few touches of the brake, right? A few touches of the brake, hopefully it should clean right off. The semi-metallic pads are usually pretty good about that. They'll clean off somewhat, and then they get gunked up. See how well they work after that. But not too worried about the brakes in the back. I don't use a lot of pressure in the back anyways. But yeah, all right. So that's both axles in. We got the J-bar back in. We got the gear in. Drive shaft back in. I guess the only thing left to do is to jack this thing up, put the tires back on it, and get ready to race on Saturday. How about that? I think if the weather holds out and goes around the track, then we'll be out there having some fun. All right. But again, I want to say thank y'all for all of your support, all the subscribers, and all the people in my life that have been backing me up and supporting me and giving me all the good vibes and all the good prayers and thoughts and just the big words of encouragement, to keep going and have fun doing it. That's all anybody can really ask, is just have some fun. There's not many things we can do to have fun in life that are, one, not going to get you in trouble, two, with law and stuff, two, it's just flat out fun. If I'm not doing this, then I most likely will be fishing, which I enjoy that too, which you're going to see some of that on here too, because I like to go fishing after, like on Sundays and stuff after racing, because it helps me focus and think about what the car did and what I need to do to improve it and fix it and stuff like that. So I'll bring you all along on some of that y'all see some of my biggest flops and fails. But nah, it's all good fun. If it's a Mondo out there, I'm gonna catch it eventually. But yeah, all right. Next thing to do on the car really is just to get it prepped, ready to load. Already got some of my extra tires and my compressor and all that stuff ready already. So it's just be a matter of loading up and going out there. And again, y'all gonna be coming along. I'm gonna have the cameras, and we're gonna get some footage of the travel. And then when we get there, and of course after I get permission from the track, you always got to ask permission from the track. And I don't think they're gonna have a problem with the in-car or the pit area. I kind of would like to get some footage of y'all from the outside, looking down at the track and seeing the car going around. But we'll just have to ask them and see what they say. All right. Okay, guys. Yeah, I'm gonna just finish cleaning everything up, get everything ready, and yeah, we're gonna have some fun tomorrow. Wait, today's just Thursday. Saturday. Yeah. Friday we're gonna be loading everything up, getting it ready to go, and then Saturday we're gonna go racing. All right. We'll catch y'all later. All right. And remember,